Ashton Kutcher taking the stand, testifying against a man accused of being a Hollywood serial killer.
In 2001, Ashton Kutcher, a rising star from that 70s show, found himself tied to a horrifying Hollywood murder. Ashley Ellerin, his date for the night, was savagely killed in her home just hours before they were supposed to meet. The case rocked the nation and seemed closed until now. Shocking new revelations from the FBI suggest critical details were overlooked, leaving everyone asking, what really happened that night? And could Ashton's connection to Ashley hold deeper secrets? Stick around because what we're about to reveal will blow your mind. Ashton Kutcher and his relationship with Ashley Ellerin. Most people knew nothing about Ashley before her death was announced, but her friends and people who loved her testified that she was a bubbly 22-year-old student. Like most people living in Los Angeles at the time, Ashley was an aspiring fashion designer and socialite. Then, her life changed when she met Ashton Kutcher. Shortly after meeting, Ashley and Ashton began casually dating, and on the night of February 21, 2001, they planned to go out together. Ashton was supposed to pick Ashley up at her home in Hollywood Hills around 8:30 p.m., but he arrived late, closer to 10:45 p.m., after attending a Grammy Awards after-party. When he reached Ashley's house, he knocked on the door, but she didn't answer. Growing concerned, Ashton peered through the window and noticed what he thought was spilled red wine on the floor. He assumed she had already gone to bed or left without him and decided to leave. Tragically, what Ashton thought was wine turned out to be Ashley's blood. Unfortunately, he was wrong. Ashley had been brutally murdered earlier that evening. Her body was discovered the next morning by her roommate. She had been stabbed 47 times, with injuries so severe that they shocked investigators. The scene was gruesome, and it was clear the attack had been prolonged and violent. The horrifying crime quickly became national news, casting a shadow over Ashton's rising stardom. In the immediate aftermath of Ashley's murder, Ashton was questioned by the police as part of their investigation. His fingerprints were found on her front door, a detail he later explained was from his attempt to open it that night. Ashton was cooperative with authorities and was not considered a suspect.
Ashton Kutcher is one of more than 100 witnesses set to testify in the now infamous murder trial.
But his decision not to call the police after seeing the suspicious red stains through the window raised questions among fans and true crime enthusiasts in the years to come. For nearly a decade, the case remained unsolved, leaving Ashley's family and friends in anguish. In 2008, a breakthrough finally came when police arrested Michael Gargiulo, a man who would later be dubbed the Hollywood Ripper.
It was sentencing day for the so-called Hollywood Ripper. The convicted murderer learned his fate in a Los Angeles Superior Courtroom this afternoon.
Gargiulo was linked to several other brutal murders of women in California and Illinois, each involving similar methods of attack. Detectives discovered that Gargiulo had lived near Ashley's home and worked as a heating and air conditioning repairman, allowing him access to her residence. During the trial, it was revealed that Gargiulo had a history of stalking and targeting young women. Prosecutors described him as a methodical killer who would observe his victims for weeks before striking. Ashley, sadly, had been one of those victims. On the night of her murder, Gargiulo had entered her home and carried out a vicious attack. In 2019, nearly 18 years after Ashley's death, Michael Gargiulo went to trial for the murders of Ashley Ellerin and another woman, as well as the attempted murder of a third victim who had survived his attack. Ashton Kutcher was called to testify about the events of February 21, 2001. On the stand, Ashton recounted his interactions with Ashley and the events of that fateful night. He described how he had arrived late to pick her up for their date and noticed the red stains through the window. He admitted that at the time, he thought nothing of it but was horrified to learn later that Ashley had been murdered. Ashton explained that he hadn't called the police because he assumed Ashley was okay and didn't want to alarm her unnecessarily. Ashton's testimony was emotional, and he expressed his deep sadness over Ashley's death. He also revealed that he had been afraid after learning about the murder, knowing his fingerprints were on her door. This fear, he said, was because he didn't want to be falsely implicated in the crime. His testimony was widely covered in the media, reigniting public interest in the case and sparking debates about his actions that night. While Ashton's involvement in the case was purely as a witness, his actions actually seemed suspicious. For one, people believe that his decision not to contact authorities after noticing something unusual has been a point of speculation. Many have questioned why he didn't follow up or report what he saw, especially given the later revelation that the wine was actually blood. True crime enthusiasts and online forums have explored theories about whether Ashton might have suspected something was wrong, but chose not to act. Despite the controversy, there is no evidence to suggest Ashton had any knowledge of Gargiulo's actions or Ashley's murder before the news broke, but the tragedy left a lasting impact on him, as he expressed during his testimony. Ashton has rarely spoken publicly about Ashley outside of the trial, choosing instead to honor her memory privately. In August 2019, Michael Gargiulo was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Michael Gargiulo, he was convicted of killing and mutilating 2 women and attacking a third,
including Ashley Ellerins, and 1 count of attempted murder. He was later sentenced to death in 2021. For Ashley's family and friends, the verdict brought some measure of justice, though it could never erase the pain of losing her. But this did not entirely free Ashton from public suspicion. In fact, people continued to suspect him, and even put his marriage to Mila Minus under scrutiny. Keep watching to find out how Ashley's death put Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher's marriage under scrutiny. In the past few years, Ashton Kutcher's seemingly perfect marriage to Mila Kunis has come under the magnifying glass, with rumors and speculation casting shadows over their relationship. At the center of this scrutiny is Ashton's connection to events from his past, including the tragic murder of his former girlfriend Ashley Ellerin, and his association with controversial figures like Sean Diddy Combs. Though Ashton was cleared of any involvement in Ashley's murder, questions have persisted. Some have criticized him for not alerting authorities immediately after noticing the odd scene. Others have theorized that it was suspicious that he came late for the date he had with Ashley that night. While there is no concrete evidence to support these claims, the speculation has lingered, and it resurfaced in full force during Gargiulo's trial. For Mila Kunis, marrying Ashton in 2015 meant stepping into a life already shaped by this tragedy. While the couple has publicly supported each other through various challenges, rumors suggest that the weight of Ashley's death has caused tension in their relationship. Critics have questioned whether Mila feels burdened by the controversy surrounding Ashton's past, with some even speculating that she has cooperated with authorities in their investigations. These rumors remain unverified, but they have added fuel to the fire of public scrutiny. That's not all. Something that has brought even more scrutiny on their marriage is Ashton's long-standing friendship with Sean Diddy Combs, a relationship that dates back to the early 2000s during Ashton's days as the host of MTV's Punk'd. The two bonded over their shared love of entertainment and entrepreneurship, forming a friendship that has spanned decades. But Diddy has faced huge legal troubles in recent years, with allegations of criminal behavior that have shocked fans and the industry alike. The revelation of these allegations has brought renewed attention to Ashton's association with Diddy. Critics have questioned the nature of their friendship, wondering whether Ashton's ties to Diddy could implicate him in any way. While there is no evidence linking Ashton to any of Diddy's alleged wrongdoings, the speculation has added to the growing doubts about Ashton's character. This connection has also brought up a lot of debates about the company Ashton has kept over the years. Some fans have pointed out that Ashton's seemingly wholesome public persona is very different from the controversies he has been involved in. Stay tuned to discover what these other controversies are and why they led to Ashton receiving online backlash from the public. Ashton Kutcher's online backlash from the public. Ashton Kutcher has faced a lot of online backlash in recent years. The public's criticism comes from various incidents, apart from the ones we have discussed earlier, and resurfaced clips that have raised questions about his past behavior and associations. These controversies have tarnished his public image that have led to widespread discussions about accountability and ethics in Hollywood. The backlash began to escalate when old clips of Ashton started circulating on social media. In these videos, Ashton made inappropriate comments about underage girls, including remarks about his then co-star Mila Kunis during their time on the sitcom That 70s Show. Mila, who was only 14 when the show began, was cast as Ashton's on-screen love interest. In one resurfaced interview, Ashton joked about making a side bet with co-stars that Mila would kiss him with tongue during their scripted kiss. At the time, the comment might have been dismissed as harmless banter, but in today's social climate, it caused a lot of outrage. Viewers criticized Ashton for his lack of sensitivity and awareness, particularly given Mila's age at the time. The clip reignited debates about the treatment of young actors in Hollywood and the responsibilities of older co-stars to create a safe and respectful environment. Another clip that drew public condemnation featured Ashton hosting the MTV series Punk'd. In one segment, Ashton made a comment about underage girls that many found unsettling. Critics pointed out how such remarks, even if intended as jokes, perpetuated harmful narratives and failed to age well in the era of heightened awareness about exploitation and abuse in the entertainment industry. The resurfacing of these moments led to a flood of online comments demanding accountability from Ashton. Social media users called for him to address his past behavior and explain why such comments were made, especially in the context of his role as a public figure. Things don't end there. The public's discontent wasn't limited to Ashton alone. Mila Kunis, his wife, also became a subject of scrutiny. As controversies surrounding Ashton's past gained traction, many noticed Mila's noticeable silence on the matter. Her decision not to publicly address the resurfaced clips or the allegations surrounding Ashton led to speculation about her stance on the issues. Fans wondered whether Mila's silence signaled her disapproval of Ashton's actions, or if it was an attempt to shield their family from further public scrutiny. Others questioned whether Mila might harbor knowledge of Ashton's alleged involvement in criminal activities, as rumors about his associations continued to swirl. The online backlash also had professional implications for Ashton. Calls for him to be canceled gained momentum, with social media users urging brands and organizations to sever ties with him. This sentiment is from an even bigger trend of holding public figures accountable for their actions, both past and present. Ashton's critics argued that his behavior, even if it occurred years ago, should not be excused simply because of the passage of time. They emphasized the importance of accountability, especially for individuals in positions of influence and power. Despite the criticism, Ashton maintained a relatively low profile in the face of the backlash. Some interpreted his silence as an acknowledgement of wrongdoing, while others saw it as an attempt to avoid further controversy. But this approach did little to quell the public's dissatisfaction. Many felt that Ashton's lack of a public apology or explanation only fueled suspicions about his character and intentions. Fans argued that taking responsibility for past mistakes and addressing the concerns head-on would have been a more effective way to rebuild trust with the public. Number 20. Andy Paley. Often regarded as one of the most underrated talents in the American music industry, Andy Paley is known for his collaborations with the Beach Boys. Even with his legacy as a highly respected musician, Andy never achieved the mainstream recognition he deserved. He passed away on November 20th at the age of 72 after a short battle with cancer. He was born in Washington, D.C. in 1951 and grew up in Albany, New York. That is not all. Paley also worked on music for cartoons like SpongeBob SquarePants. Number 19. Quincy Jones. Jones enjoyed a music career spanning over 6 decades. The famous Grammy-winning star died on Sunday, November 3rd, at the age of 91.
Yes, some breaking news this morning. The American music producer Quincy Jones has died aged 91, and we can't really understate how huge this is.
He was born in Chicago, Illinois in 1933. Now, here is something that makes him stand out from most others in his line of work. He produced Michael Jackson's record-breaking album Thriller and other hits like Off the Wall and Bad. Jones also worked on hit songs for Leslie Gore, such as It's My Party and You Don't Own Me, and produced TV shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. With 28 Grammy Awards, he is the 3rd highest winner ever. Number 18. Terry Garr. Talented actress. Terry Garr faced a profoundly personal challenge when she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in the late 1980s.
The showbiz world lost a familiar face today. Actress Terry Garr died after a decades-long battle with multiple sclerosis. She was 79. Entertainment reporter George Pinocchio looks back on her memorable career.
Known for her funny roles in films like Tootsie and Young Frankenstein, Garr passed away on October 29th at 79.
Terry Garr, the actress known for her roles in Young Frankenstein and Tootsie, has died.
Garr received an Oscar nomination for Tootsie. She had lots of fans thanks to her offbeat comedy.
She began her career as a dancer, appearing in several Elvis Presley movies and landing minor roles on shows like Batman and Star Trek. Garr's big break came in 1974 with a role in Francis Ford Coppola's The Conversation. Number 17. Phil Lesh. Lesh is a legendary bassist and founding member of the Grateful Dead. He passed away on October 25th at the age of 84.
Founding member of the Grateful Dead and beloved Bay Area resident Phil Lesh has died at the age of 84. Lesh's bass guitar was one of the defining sounds of the Bay Area music scene that took the world by storm in the 60s.
Bob Dylan said Philly Lesh is one of the most skilled bassists you'll ever hear in subtlety and invention. Born on March 15, 1940 in Berkeley, California, Lesh met Jerry Garcia in 1959 and joined his band, the Warlocks, in the early 60s. Along with Bob Weir, Ron Pigpen McKernan, and Bill Kreutzmann, Lesh and Garcia formed the Grateful Dead in 1965. The band became famous worldwide, selling millions of albums. Number 16, Jack Jones. American singer Jack Jones faced a special challenge in his career as he struggled to move beyond the shadow of his famous father, actor and singer Alan Jones, working hard to establish his identity in the music industry. Jones performed the theme song for the TV show The Love Boat and died on October 23rd at 86.
Continuing coverage tonight on the death of entertainer and philanthropist Jack Jones.
News Channel 3 was first to report the news this morning, with Jones passing away last night here in the Valley. The longtime desert resident was 86.
His spokesman, Milton B. Sushin, confirmed to Entertainment Weekly that Jones passed away at 9:17 p.m. at Eisenhower Hospital in Rancho Mirage, California, after fighting leukemia for more than 2 years. Number 15, Linda Obst. Linda Obst passed away on October 22nd at the age of 74 due to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Born in New York City, Obst began her career as an editor at the New York Times before transitioning into a Hollywood producer. Her first significant film was Flashdance in 1983, a project she helped develop. In her memoir, Hello, He Lied, she shared that she had to fight to keep her name on the film, ultimately receiving the lowest possible credit as an associate producer. Obst joined forces with Deborah Hill, forming one of Hollywood's first all-female production companies, Hill Obst Productions. Number 14, Ron Ely. Ron Ely played another version of Tarzan in the TV show Tarzan from 1966 to 1968. He passed away in Santa Barbara County, California, at age 86.
We begin today by saying goodbye to TV's Tarzan. Actor Ron Ely has died at the age of 86.
Unfortunately, after his role as Tarzan, Ely said he often found himself given the same type of role, which he never found funny. He appeared in popular TV series like Father Knows Best, Wonder Woman, Fantasy Island, Louisiana, Law, and Hawkeye. Sadly, in 2019, Eli's family faced a tragedy when his wife, Valerie Lundeen Ely, was killed by their son, Cameron Ely. Police later shot Cameron. Number 13, Sarah Dancer. Dancer was a wildlife presenter and filmmaker known for her work on survival and wildlife documentaries, including her role in the reality series Naked and Afraid. She sadly passed away on October 22nd, 2 days after a car accident.
TV star who died yesterday after a car crash in Kahala on Sunday. 34-year-old Sarah Dancer was a master diver, boat captain, survivalist, and self-described pirate.
The 34-year-old, originally from Colorado, was a passenger in a car driven by a friend in the Kahala area of Honolulu when the driver lost control and crashed into a parked car, as reported by Hawaii News Now. Dancer had lived in Hawaii for the past 12 years. Number 12, Aaron Kaufman. Aaron Kaufman was a writer, director, and producer. He passed away on October 17th at the age of 51. He was best known for co-directing the Emmy-nominated documentary Superpower alongside Sean Penn. Originally intended as a light dramatization of Volodymyr Zelensky's rise from comedian to president of Ukraine, the documentary took a severe turn when Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022. In addition to his work on Superpower, Kaufman wrote and directed the 2016 thriller Urge, featuring Pierce Brosnan. We are about to reveal one of the saddest deaths on our list today. Keep watching to find out. Number 11. Liam Payne. Liam Payne was a pop singer and a member of the popular boy band One Direction. Tragically, he passed away on October 16th at the age of 31 after falling from the third floor of a hotel in Buenos Aires. He had been in Argentina to attend a concert by his former bandmate, Niall Horan. Payne was born in 1991 and became a part of One Direction after he, Horan, Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, and Louis Tomlinson all auditioned separately for the British reality show The X Factor in 2010. The band released 5 albums over 6 years. Number 10. José Manuel. José Manuel Carbajal Zaldivar, the Cuban reggaeton artist known as El Tager, passed away on October 10th at the age of 37 after being shot in the head in Miami. Zaldivar was found in an SUV on October 3rd, severely injured, and was quickly taken to the hospital. Despite undergoing surgery and being placed on life support, he could not recover from his injuries. A suspect has been arrested and charged with second-degree murder in connection with the incident. Zaldivar was known for his contributions to the Cubaton genre, combining reggaeton and traditional Cuban rhythms. Number 9. Cissy Houston. Grammy-winning gospel and soul singer Cissy Houston left the world on October 7th at the age of 91. Born Emily Drinkard in 1933, she was a founding member of the Drinkard Sisters, a family soul group, and of Sweet Inspirations. This girl group provided backing vocals for artists such as Aretha Franklin, Jimi Hendrix, and Elvis Presley. Houston enjoyed a long and successful career, releasing 10 solo albums over 5 decades. She won 2 Grammys and also contributed her voice to films like The Wiz and A View to a Kill. Number 8. Kris Kristofferson. The iconic country singer and celebrated actor passed away on September 28th at the age of 88 in Maui, Hawaii. Kristofferson released 18 studio albums and appeared in several films and TV shows. His songs earned him 3 Grammy Awards. He also received an Academy Award nomination and won a Golden Globe. Kris starred in the 1976 film A Star is Born. The movie was a major hit, becoming the second highest-grossing film of the year. Kristofferson also won a Golden Globe for Best Actor, an Oscar, and a Grammy. Number 7. John Ashton. Ashton starred as Sergeant John Taggart in the Beverly Hills Cop movies. He passed away peacefully on September 26th at his home in Fort Collins, Colorado, at the age of 76. His manager confirmed the news to Entertainment Weekly. Ashton was born John David Ashton on February 22, 1948, in Springfield, Massachusetts. He had a long and varied acting career, accumulating over 200 film and television credits. Some of his early roles included the Oscar-winning comedy Breaking Away and the 1986 film King Kong Lives. Number 6. Drake Hogestyn. Drake Hogestyn is the longtime star of Days of Our Lives. He died at 70 following a battle with pancreatic cancer. Born on September 29, 1953 in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Hogestyn's acting career began when he was selected among 29 finalists in a Columbia Pictures talent search that initially drew 75,000 applicants. He made his first appearance on Days of Our Lives on January 24, 1986, as a mysterious character known only as the Pawn. Over time, his character evolved into John Black, a beloved hero who served as a spy, mercenary, police officer, private investigator, and secret agent. Number 5. Maggie Smith. Maggie Smith, the celebrated British-American theater and film figure, passed away on September 27th at the age of 89. Born in 1934, Smith was a legendary actress known for her powerful performances. She made a lasting impact with roles in productions such as Othello, Private Lives, and Antony and Cleopatra. Her film career was equally memorable, featuring in movies like Gosford Park and Clash of the Titans. Smith appeared in 7 of the 8 Harry Potter films, Over her career, she earned 6 Oscar nominations, winning 2 Academy Awards. Number 4, Catherine Crosby. Do you remember the late legendary Bing Crosby? Catherine Crosby is an actress and his widow. She passed away on September 20th at the age of 90. She died of natural causes at her home in Hillsborough, California, surrounded by her family. Born in Texas in 1933, she began her acting career in 1953, using the stage name Catherine Grant. In 1954, while writing a newspaper column, she interviewed Bing Crosby on the White Christmas set. The two married in 1957, and Catherine stepped back from her acting career, choosing to focus on her family. Number 3, David Graham. David Graham is a celebrated British actor known for his voice roles in Doctor Who and Peppa Pig. Graham passed away on September 20th at the age of 99. Born in London in 1925, Graham served as a radar mechanic in the Royal Air Force during World War II. After the war, he relocated to the United States, where he pursued acting studies in New York. He started his television career in the early 1950s, but his distinctive voice gained prominence in the 1960s. We are about to reveal one of the most shocking celebrity deaths so far this year, so stay with us. Number 2, Emily Gold. Emily Gold contested on America's Got Talent as part of the Los Osos high school dance team during the show's 19th season. Tragically, Emily passed away on September 14th at the age of 17. The San Bernardino County Sheriff Coroner Department confirmed that she died by suicide. The dance team impressed audiences with performances set to music by Usher, the Black Eyed Peas, and other artists during the auditions and quarterfinals, but they were eliminated from the competition at that stage. Number 1, Tommy Cash. Respected country musician Tommy Cash passed away on September 13th at the age of 84. The Johnny Cash Museum announced his death. Born on April 5, 1940, in Dyess, Arkansas, Cash joined the military at a young age. After his time in the Army, he played alongside Hank Williams Jr. and landed a recording contract with Musicor Records in 1965. His biggest success came with the 1969 hit, 6 White Horses, a tribute to John and Robert Kennedy, including Martin Luther King Jr. What do you wish to tell these legends, and what are your words to their families and friends still hurting from their deaths? Who is this Jewish Messiah, and what is his name that has been hidden from us for decades? Stay with us to find out. Just recently, a widely respected rabbi made a surprising statement that Benjamin Netanyahu will reveal the name of the Jewish Messiah soon, and the Israeli Prime Minister did. This revelation has made people across the globe increasingly intrigued and curious, and even making guesses of their own. While the details of the rabbi's claim are still unclear, it has gotten everyone talking about who the Messiah in Judaism is.
Sometimes when we look throughout history and we follow different events that have happened, we question, why did this all take place?
Seeing as many Jewish beliefs do not recognize Jesus Christ as the Messiah. Before we get into that, what does the Judaism religion believe about the Messiah? In Judaism, the Messiah is a special figure believed to bring about a time of peace, prosperity, and spiritual redemption for the Jewish people.